and get some more expensive fuel. No, it's not too bad. He's got no super unleaded either. Which one's that that's off? Bloody hell. It's going to have to be bloody E10. I wonder if they're forcing... It's going to have to be... Oh, this will be interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Shovel that in. Gonna have to do this crap. This is the first time in years I've put E10 in this. I think it's the first time ever I've put E10 in it, so let's see how it runs. Strange that Shell and Esso don't have the E5. Very strange. Never run that bike on E10. Hiya, number 3.
£9.56.
Yeah.
Have we got the Shell Go?
I've not, no. What's happened to the E5?
I don't know, because somebody else said they've been to BP and they've not.
Esso's not got any either.
No.
I wonder if it's the refineries or something. Very
I
strange.
only do one dairy, so I don't know.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah. So BP haven't got any, Esso haven't got any, and Shell haven't got any. That's very odd. I wonder if it's a problem at the refinery, or I wonder if there's some other agenda as to why you can't get it. Mind you, it is stupidly expensive. Let's see how this runs now on E10. Sorry, bike. Sorry I've given you this crap. Let's see if there's a difference, eh? That's a bit strange that you've got Esso, Shell and BP who apparently don't have any E5. And this, I don't think this is going to like this petrol. But we'll see if there is actually a difference in the way it runs this morning. I mean, it was a lot cheaper. I did put some petrol treatment in it. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be my imagination that it's going to run differently, or I'm going to be looking for little signs that it's not running quite as it should be. we'll give it a few miles. Give it a few miles and see. It's very odd, like I just said, it's very odd that you've now got reports that BP don't have it, Shell don't have it, and I know that Esso haven't got it. I'm not running this, and my car as well. My car's going to have to be run on E10. I mean, the car is only a 1800 Toyota Avensis, but I've never, in all the years in the whole year I've had it, I've been able once put about 20 quid worth of E10 in it, and that's purely because I couldn't get E5. But it's a bit strange that. Let's just see if this makes any difference whatsoever. I'm going to get it on this road here. Come on, get into gear, you bitch. Otherwise, I think we're going to have to get some lead replacement. Well, for this one especially. I mean, I think the car, even though it's 19 years old, I think the car will be okay with E10. This isn't going to be very happy though. Let's just... Surprised it's not been in the news that no one can get E10. Yeah, brother. Not been in the news that no one can get E5. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not surprised. So, if anyone's any ideas why you can't, at the moment, at the beginning of May in 2025, why you can't get E5 fuel, pop it down in the comments below. That's of course after you've liked and subscribed and all that malarkey. For more great content of me waffling on inside my helmet, crash helmet. Maybe it's to slowly force all the vehicles off the road. Don't know. It feels alright at the moment. There is a bit of a vibration coming through the pegs, whether that's anything to do with it or the fact that I was in 4th gear. Oh, you moron. Anyway, we'll ignore that last comment. I thought he was revving a bit high. Oh. get it down to did it again. Stayed in 4th gear. Show you how prone this engine is to bad fuel. When I sold the bike about 12 years ago now, regrettably sold the bike. One thing I said to the guy that bought it was make sure you always put good fuel on it. I mean, back then, 12 years ago, E10 wasn't as popular, if that's the right word, as it is now. So I says to him, make sure you put, don't put supermarket fuel in it. And after a couple of months of his ownership, he rang me up, or messaged me or something, saying about how easy is the engine to get out, because he thinks it needs a rebuild. Because it's running terribly. He says he's done the carbs and it's still not running right. I don't know what it was doing. So I said to him, well, engine's easy enough to get out and it's easy enough to split, but I can't see it needing a rebuild. He was on about needing a complete rebuild. So I asked him what fuel. I said, you're not putting Tesco's and Sainsbury's fuel in it, are you? So he said, yeah. I said, oh. I said, I think you might find that's your problem. I said, run a few tanks of decent fuel through it. And I never heard back from him until I bought it back off him. And it's never had a rebuild. Well, it has had an engine rebuild, but under my previous ownership. So that's what bad fuel can do to an older bike like this. I think I'm going to have to start buying additives if the V5 becomes so unavailable. Love that bit there, ooh, up and over that little bump. Another gorgeous morning in the Peak District. What a lovely part of the world. So at the moment it seems to be running fine. Don't notice any difference at the minute yet, but I have put some petrol treatment in it, only the cleaner, the carb cleaner. Now if you think when this bike was made, back in 1983, there wasn't even unleaded fuel. So, it was designed to run on the old-fashioned 4-star, if ever remembers that. But then they brought out unleaded with no ethanol. I think it was just unleaded fuel at first, wasn't it? And it ran fine on that. Hey up. Yeah, it ran fine on that. But then when they started adding all this ethanol to petrol, it gave you the choice of E5. It's still got a bit of ethanol in it, but not a lot. Not as much as 10, obviously. And everyone started opting for that because it was a slightly better fuel. And rumour has it that, or had it, that out of all the brands, you know, the big brands, Esso, Texaco, BP, Shell and all them lot, the E5 fuel from Esso didn't actually have 5%, it actually had less than 5% ethanol. I think it was something like, quote me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, something like 3.8% ethanol. Someone did a test on it on YouTube. A guy called Auto Shenanigans, John, and he tested a level of fuel, amount of fuel from each of those stations. I can't remember how he tested the ethanol, but yeah, it proved that Esso had the least, which is what I've run these bikes on for the last few years. Until today. I mean, it is running nice and smooth. I think the thing is with it, it's okay if you run it through the tank, you know. It's when it's sitting in the tank for a long time and the moisture falls to the bottom of the tank and rots it. But also it's no good for the rubbers or anything like that. Wonder if these have got any, if they even do E10, E5 there. No, they've only got two, they've got diesel and petrol. I mean, I wonder if the excuse me, the lack of E5 at the moment is just a local thing, or if it's nationwide. I'll ask some of my pals up at Monash if they've noticed. Mind you, they all run new bikes, or newish bikes, so you know, E10's fine for them. Well, apart from Rossi, he's got a load of old ones. I don't think you're going to be there today, are you, matey? Be interesting, that, to see why there is a shortage of it. That's Enfield then. I do like the Enfields, really good prices at the moment. Hands are a bit chilly. This is the first time I've come through this village and I've been behind two vehicles. Normally there's nothing in front of me. No sign of rain yet. It has given for a little bit of rain later on. Only about a 20% chance. But with it being the Peak District, that's more than a probable chance. What's the one thing they tell you about cornering and speed on your test? Set your speed up before the bends. Don't be braking into the bends like this guy's doing in front of me. Okay, he's not doing it now. chill in the air today. Done a fair few changes on this road in the last year or so. They put a 50 mph speed limit on it and chopped down half the trees, and they've also put these stupid looking crash barriers, which I'll show you in a second. There's one. Solid barrier. Look at that, you hit that. Now I'd rather end up in a field than hit that. Same on here, look, it's more like a racetrack now. I need some grips on, as long as you remember to turn them off, mate. Came up here last year, was it last year or something, not long after putting your battery on this bike. Now, with the Oxford grips I've got on the other bike, when you switch the ignition off, the grips, or the control panel for the grips, detects a drop in voltage that the engine's no longer running, and it switches them off. Whereas this one's wired up to the auxiliary switch on the ignition, and because the key's warm, the key will come out whatever position the key's in, you know, whatever position it's turned in. And I went up to Monash, I can't remember how long ago, well over a year ago on this, and obviously just switched the ignition. If I switch the ignition off completely, they will go off, but I didn't. It sat there for an hour and a half, having the coffee and chatting and all that, and then the guy come up to me, Matt come up to me, we meet up here sometimes. He said, have you got a good battery on that bike? So I said, oh yeah, so it's brand new. It's gel battery, it's really good. Oh, it says, because you're going to need it because your grips are lovely and warm. Oh shit, and of course it wouldn't start. So we had to get it bump started. I don't think I filmed that incident. Look at this, isn't this gorgeous? Now I've just shut the throttle off, there's no pops or bangs or anything going down this hill. Chilly side today compared to the last excuse me, the last week we've had, end of April, beginning of May. We had temperatures up to 26, 27, 28 degrees, which was gorgeous, apart from the fact that I was working. But now it's dropped. I think it's more like what it normally, or what it should be now, around about 10 I think. A little bit of a chill in the air though. This is the main 515 Ashbourne to Buxton Road, that also continues down towards Lichfield, I think. Just admire this view from the top of this hill here. Look at this. Yeah, look at that, isn't that lovely? Isn't that just to die for? Whoa! Don't you dare fall over. Blimey. Maybe I won't be first here. What a stunning view. There's about 10 of them then. Yeah. Always wanted to get a picture of that view there. I don't think I've ever stopped there. It's become a kind of ritual on a Sunday. I feel like I'm missing out if I don't come here on a Sunday. Bloody hell, this road's getting bad. Look at all the crap on the road there. Not bad when it's dry. Must have been about 10 bikes just gone past me then. That's a sign of how busy it's going to be. Woman, well, I hope not. Maybe they're not stopping, maybe they're just having a ride through the countryside. We will see. Well, it's not even open yet, so they might get there and see that it's shut and think, oh, sod it, we'll go somewhere else. Looking forward to my coffee this morning. Didn't come here last week, went to the Staffordshire Bike Show. Staffordshire Classic Bike Show, which was really good. If a bit pricey. Bit disappointed there wasn't so many Hondas. No, I'm joking. Monyash! How many times have I been here? More times than I care to remember. She had a big smile on her face. Right, well, even though I would never ever recommend putting E10 fuel in a bike of this age, or any bike to be perfectly honest, it doesn't appear to have really impacted the way it's running. Now, whether that's to do with the fact that it probably had half a tank of E5 still in it, and the E10 I did put in was mixed with the petrol treatment, or it just doesn't affect it. But rest assured, I shall be filling it with E5 as soon as it's possible, because the last thing I want is E10 to be sat in this steel tank for any length of time. I remember a while ago, going back to this bike, a while back I did actually put in, whilst running it on E5, I also added a couple of tankfuls with lead replacement treatment, and that did make a difference. Started better, idled miles better, not that it doesn't idle now, but there was just a huge difference. So anyway, there's the Trent and Mersey Canal. Lovely walks along there. The old Willington cooling towers from the back end. We'll wrap this video up here. Thanks again for joining me. those few of you that have. So, until we speak again, until I speak to you again, take care and stay safe.